Well, friends, good night. My question tonight is, has social media become too toxic? Like, are you able to still give opinions without people kind of getting in their feelings or getting too fiery? Or are you saying too much? Let's talk about that tonight. So, y'all remember the whole infamous Birdman interview, right? On the Breakfast Club.
Come to let y'all know, stop, put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Did you pull up on Ross that way or Trick Daddy?
Man, I'm pulling up on you. I ain't got no more talking. Let's rock.
Now, Charlamagne has a way of challenging artists. And so his style is that he challenges artists. And one of the things he'll say is an artist is, falling off or, he's not hitting like he was hitting before. And I think people say that. Charlamagne kind of gives the sentiments that people are actually feeling. Where an artist may have been doing well 5 years ago, but now he's not doing that well, in the space. And so he'll say, well, hey, I don't think that, so and so is doing as well as they did before. Maybe, in this case, he spoke of Birdman and he didn't think that Birdman was doing well. I don't think this was the only one. I know he talked about Gucci Man. I know he talked about him. I know he talked about Lil Yachty at one point in time. In fact, I think he even talked about Nelly, if you ask me.
Pound and then a whisper in the ear, you got a good girl. Take care of her.
Nah, I don't think he said that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know, champ. If it's something you trying to get to, just get to it. It's like I said, we retainers, bro.
And if you remember this interview, you remember how cold this interview was because, like Nelly told him, if there's something he wants to get to, he needs to get to it so that, they can do things. This is when I know this whole thing started. And this is when I know this thing started at a particular place. Well, everything that's occurring right now inside of the States, where you got to be very, very careful because people will pull up on you, especially when you have like a YouTube where you show your face. Like mine right now, you can see my face and you give opinions. It's a bit dangerous because people can take those opinions and they start to, take them too personal. They get too sensitive about those. Well, there were some issues that occurred in Jamaica. So what you're looking at is two people. So the guy on your left hand side, right? That's the guy with the I guess golden locks. We'll call him Jaii Frais. That's his name. And I think the guy on the right is a producer in Jamaica. His name is Javhy. Now, Jaii Frais is much like Charlamagne the God. He's very in your face. His questioning are very harsh. And sometimes he critiques artists and he'll critique them pretty harshly. You know what I mean? There are times that he may give a biased review because, of course, we're all human beings and we have biases. Now, he's made some remarks about, the gentleman on the right, right? Much like how Charlamagne made his remarks about Birdman and Birdman popped up at the studio. What has taken place is that apparently there was some event. And clearly Mr. Frais, which is the one on the golden locks that's on the left-hand side, was actually by himself, well, with his girlfriend, of course, at Carnival in Jamaica.
Allegedly.
And while he was there, Mr. Javhy and his crew pulled up. Much like how Birdman pulled up in that particular interview, decided he was going to basically check him right then and there. I guess they're going to kind of rough him up.
Why you tripping, Diva?
So what you getting back his chain?
What chain?
Yeah, what chain?
And they do this all the time where they roughed these guys up. They may give them a couple moves, a couple tats. They may pull a weapon on them, whatever else it is. And they try to record these things because that's exactly how they do this. It's almost like a humiliation. To what I'm getting to understand, they were about to try to do that to the guy on your left with the golden looking locks, if that's what you call it. So they were about to try to do that, but it didn't quite work the way that they wanted it to work. Based on the accounts of the story, they're saying it's almost as though it was a John Wick kind of moment like this. Yes, they're saying that moment occurred where he basically disarmed one guy against 15 men and was able to basically, discharge the firearm, whatever firearm they, was pointing at him. And he hit one of the guys from the crew, and I think he hit another little tourist, right? Because of what had occurred in all of this. The sad part is they're now both being charged. Both of them are now charged and are in jail and are facing like possible time. And so that leads me to kind of ask the question, is social media too toxic? Is it even worth giving your opinion anymore without people getting, too sensitive? What's wrong with an opinion anyways? Or is it that we have changed as a society? Because I remember before, artists could be critiqued. I mean, that was one of the biggest things. You would get critiqued, whether it is by the news or whether it is by people calling into shows and then kind of give their opinions. Hey, I didn't like such and such artist, or, or something with Usher, or whatever the name of the artist is. I'm just saying. People usually calls in, or they'll probably even write on a vlog, or they'll say, you know what, I saw so and so last week, but they weren't as good as the week before, and they would just give these regular critique, and nothing would come from it. But I feel like as of recent, we've been seeing an uptick of violence attached with social media. I mean, I don't feel like this is the only incident, and maybe y'all can put that inside of the chat. Are opinions getting like too dangerous to give? I gotta ask myself the question. I gotta ask you the question. Is it too much? When you go into the comments of a video and you start to write comments, do you start to write with a certain level of caution? Do you write saying, let me not write that because I may get in trouble here or I may get in trouble there? That's the question I think I have to ask for you. Is opinion becoming too much of an issue? Did social media blow up the axiom of opinions? Since a long time, people have always given opinions. But hey, give me y'all's take. I want to know from y'all. Is it too toxic? Or is it much about nothing? I'll talk to you soon. Like, share, comment, subscribe.